We're going to identify some basic terms and postulates. The first three terms we're going to talk about are point, space, and line. A point has no size. It just shows location in space. Typically, you've talked about points on a graph, points on a map. That just tells you location. And space is a combination of all points put together. Because everything has a location, it creates space. A line is a series of points that extend in two opposite directions without end. So we have A, B, and C, D as lines. Notice the notation indicating that the lines do exist on the right of each of those lines. Those are reversible. You could call it line AB or line BA, but you need to have that notation above the AB showing that it is a line. Which line holds more points? Trick question. They both have an infinite number of points because they extend in two directions without end. You probably knew that already. Collinear, points that lie on the same line. A plane is a flat surface that extends in all directions without end. Now, a plane, it's an idea in math, in science. A plane, think of a wall. If you extend the wall up, down, left, and right forever, yes, I know you cannot do that. But if you could do that forever, that is what's called a plane. For you sports fans, maybe you've heard that the ball crossing the plane of the goal line is a touchdown. All you need is the ball to go across that line because that line actually extends up, down, left, and right forever. That is a plane. Coplanar would be points and lines that are on the same plane. I'll show you examples of these on the next slide, by the way. A postulate is an accepted statement of fact. It's like a rule. It's a mathematical rule. Okay, so here's a diagram. The red would indicate a plane. Some sort of parallelogram would always show some sort of plane going on. We have two lines. We have line BD going across the plane, and we have line AE that's extending through the plane vertically. The dashed line from C to E would say that that's below what we're actually where the plane would be. Okay, so if we're naming two sets of collinear points, so two sets of collinear points would be BCD and ACE. Now, those could be labeled in any order as long as the direction holds true. So, for example, ECA, those would be collinear points. Coplanar, on the same plane. So points that are on the same plane would be BFC and DCF. Naming a plane, you can either use three non-collinear points or letter not associated with the plane. Here's what I mean, and please pay attention to the notation here. We could call this plane BFD. We could call it plane, notice I'm writing out the word plane here, DCF. Okay, we could also use the letter not associated with a point. Notice there's no point with that. We could call this plane M. Okay, but notice there is no point. That's the only way we can label this plane other than using three non-collinear points. A segment is part of a line with two definite endpoints. I know you've all talked about segments. Please look at the notation here. We have segment DE. Notice the notation. Okay, it's a segment, not a line. Okay, an angle is formed by two rays with the same endpoint. So this is the endpoint here for my ray. and when they connect at the same point, that creates an angle. Naming angles. You can either do it by using a vertex only, so like angle A. You can use if they're given numbers, this is angle 1. And if you have 3 points, you can call this one angle U, angle MUL, or angle LUM. Notice that the vertex is showing up in the middle of the labeling. Okay, and that's very important. The U has to be in between the other 2 points. Classifying different angles. These are 4 that you should know from before. Acute would be between 0 and 90. Obviously, you cannot have a 0-degree angle. And an exact 90-degree angle would be a right angle. Obtuse would be larger than 90, but less than 180. And a straight angle, weirdest thing I've ever heard of, is 180 degrees exactly. Yes, it looks like a line. Yes, I agree. That's weird. Okay, we'll work on this worksheet later on. Those are the ideas you need to know about. Please know all these terms and enjoy the day.